Hello, this is Tommy Ivy, video number 58. The title is 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 1 through 23. Subtitle, The Axe Head Swims. In this chapter of 2 Kings, Elijah performs 5 miracles. One is an axe head that swims. Also in this chapter, the Syrian king is trying to find the spy that knows all the words he is speaking in his own bedchamber. 4 points. Number 1, sons of the prophets. Number 2, swimming axe head. Number 3, a spy among us. Number 4, Syrian army is blinded and then is given mercy. Number 1, sons of the prophet. Let me read verse 1. And the sons of the prophets said unto Elisha, Behold, now the place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us. It's just too small. We need a bigger school. Well, these sons of the prophets were young men that had come to train in Scripture, how to serve God, and they were assisting. They were like apprentices. The teachers were prophets. Some of the special students could actually replace them. In 2 Kings 5, one apprentice was Gehazi. He may have been in line to succeed Elisha, as Elisha had been in line to succeed Elijah. To review the story of Naaman, that's my video number 54, Naaman was healed of leprosy, and he wanted to give lots of money to Elisha. But Elisha said he wouldn't take it. Salvation cannot be bought. So when Naaman left, the assistant, Gehazi, he ran after him and said, the prophet has changed his mind, and he wanted the money after all. Well, when Gehazi came back, Elisha asked what was going on. Well, he lied. So he ends up being struck with leprosy and he dies. So he's no longer in line to be a prophet. In verse 2, it just says that all the students are wanting to work. They all want to do their share. Verse 3, Elijah said that I'll go along with you. He was asked to go along. He said, sure, I'll go help. So it looks like he's going to do his share of work also. Verse 4, they go along the Jordan River because that's where trees grow along riverbanks. Number 2, swimming axe head. Verse 5. But as one was felling a beam, a tree, the axe head fell into the water, and he cried and said, Alas, master, for it was borrowed. Well, the axe head came off, fell into the water. It's a huge loss for these poor students. They borrowed the axe head from someone, and they're very ethical, so they're going to have to replace it. It's a very difficult situation. Verse 6. And the man of God said, Where fell it? And he showed him the place, and he cut down a stick and cast it in thither, and the iron did swim. So, this is miracle number 1, the axe head swims. It shows that God cares about our small problems, not just the major ones. I think it didn't really need a stick to throw in the water, but they did put the stick in there. And I think that symbolizes the cross. When the cross hits the water, fallen humanity is lifted up, just like the axe head is lifted up. So man is saved by the power of the cross. Verse 7. Therefore said he, Take it up to thee. And he put out his hand and took it. So the student had to receive this particular axe head, just like we have to receive salvation. It's free, but we have to ask for it and we have to receive it. And you receive it by calling on the name of the Lord. Number 3, a spy among us. Things are changing now. In verse 8, the Syrian army said that they're going to camp in such and such a place, and they're going to kind of wait for the Israelis to come by, and they're going to ambush them. Well, such and such a place is the place was not important. What was important was these miracles and the story. Verse 9, the man of God said, don't pass, because he knew where the Syrian army was. In verse 10, the man of God saved the king of Israel. It says, not once nor twice, which means he saved him several times. So Elisha told the king of Israel where the Syrians were camped each time, and the king stayed away from these places. Verse 11 is a very good verse. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said to them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? Well, he knew that the Israelites knew where he was camped each time, and he wanted to know who the spy was, who's telling him. Well, a very good person that it could have been would have been Naaman, because Naaman had just gotten back from Israel, being healed of leprosy, being saved. So he was a prime suspect. Verse 12, and one of the servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And once again, a prime suspect that's telling him that he knows who his probably is. That would have been Naaman. He said, I'm pretty sure that Elijah's the one that's doing this, because I know all about Elijah. I know his divine revelations. I know all about him. So it's probably Naaman is telling him that the king knows what's going on in his bedroom because of Elijah's prophecy. Verse 13, the king of Syria sends a spy to see where Elisha is so that he can fetch him. Well, the spy came back and said, he's in Dothan. Well, this is the second time that Dothan has been mentioned. The first time was when Jacob's 11 sons put Joseph in a pit before he was taken to Egypt. And that was like on the outskirts of Dothan. In Elijah's time, Dothan was a fortified city. This is a long time ago that Joseph had encountered Dothan. Verse 14. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. So the king finally found out where Elijah was. He went, took his army, his horses, his chariot, his whole army, and he surrounds the city. Verse 15. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? What shall we do? So the servant gets up early to do some chores. He looks around. He sees this huge army surrounding Dothan, and he's kind of panicking. He says, what are we going to do? And he has no idea what's going on. Verse 16. And he answered, Elijah answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Well, the servant, he's thinking, what do you mean? All I see is a whole bunch of the enemy out there, and you're saying that we have the upper hand? So he has no idea what's going on. There's a similar verse in Deuteronomy 20, verse 1. It says, When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Lord thy God is with thee. Verse 17, big verse. And Elijah prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elijah. So that's miracle number 3. God opened the eyes of the servant. The servant was able to see supernatural things. He was able to see the spiritual realm. And he couldn't see it before. The prophet can see these kind of things. Another place in the Bible that reveals the spiritual realm is in Revelation 5:11. That's in John. That's John is in Revelation. He's seeing this. And I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beasts and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands, lots of angels. John realized there is an invisible reality beyond what we see here on earth. When I go on a trip, especially a long trip, and sometimes 50-mile trips, before I go, I'll pray. I'll say, God, please protect me. Put a hedge of protection around me, around people that are in my vicinity, and just help me. And what I'm actually praying for is that God will send that spiritual realm, angels, to help me. I'm not asking for 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of angels. I am just looking for 1 or 2 angels that will protect me and put a hedge of protection between me and just surround me with protection. And just got back from South Carolina, driving to Florida, and I felt that protection. And it's a real thing. I may not have really understood it so much. I just asked God for protection, but now I know that I was praying for that spiritual realm, those angels to help me. Now the servant can see the spiritual realm. He is in line to be a prophet, maybe replacing Elisha. There were horses and chariots of fire. Well, what are chariots of fire? The Syrian army had chariots, but they didn't have chariots of fire. Well, in Psalm 104, verse 4, will answer that. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. Angels. Also in Hebrews 1:7. And of the angels he saith, who maketh his angels spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire. So, chariots of fire, angels. Number 4, Syrian army blinded and then given mercy. Verse 18, the Syrian army is blinded as they surround Dothan. We didn't really need the angels to go to war, but they were all blinded. Miracle number 4. Now, verse 19's an interesting verse because a prophet is not going to lie. So let's see what verse 19 says. And Elijah said unto them, now remember they're blinded, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek, which is himself. But he led them to Samaria. Samaria was the headquarters, the capital of Israel. So they're right there in the stronghold of Israel. So in verse 20, their eyes are opened again. Miracle number 5. In verse 20, the king of Israel asked Elijah, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? He says it twice. This shows his eagerness to kill them and his respect for Elijah's authority by asking Elijah. He's a king, but he asked Elijah, can I do this? Verse 22, and he answered, thou shalt not smite them. Wouldst thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with thy sword and with thy bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master. So Elijah's answer reveals a higher wisdom. Victory should not lead to cruelty, but it's an opportunity for mercy. This disarms the enemy. In Romans 12:20, a verse that I've known for a long time and I've taken it to heart. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. If somebody's being mean to you, be nice to them. And the Bible says that's just like heaping coals of fire on their head. So not only did Elijah not smite them, he showed super mercy by feeding them a feast. So the Syrians' army so appreciated the kindness and mercy that they no longer came into the land of Israel, it says in verse 23. Well, at least not for a long time. Pearl. It reminds me of a people once blinded by sin, yet shown mercy by God. Mercy revealed upon the cross through the crucifixion of Jesus. We are the blinded people, the whole human race, you and I included. All right, I have a song. It's a second song in a row by Bob Dylan, and I changed the words. And when he was writing this song and he was singing this song, I know he never had an idea that it might be used for the Lord's service. It's called Chariot of Fire. The King of Abram whispers secrets in the night, planning traps for Israel, hidden out of sight. God told Isaiah every move the king had planned, so Israel was protected by the Lord's mighty hand. You think you've won the battle by strength of sword and men, but the hills are full of chariots of fire without end. God will open your eyes. Isaiah's servant trembled when he saw the army near, but the prophet prayed, Lord, open his eyes and calm his fear. God pulled back the curtain and the servant saw the sky filled with flaming horses sent by heaven's most high. You think you won the battle by strength of sword and men, but the hills are full of chariots of fire without end. God will open your eyes. Isaiah prayed for blindness on the host that came to fight. God struck them with confusion as they stumbled in the night. He led them into Israel, into Samaria's gate. The king cried, shall I kill them? Shall I seal their fate? And you think you've won the battle by strength of sword and men, For the hills are full of chariots of fire without end. God will open your eyes. All right, it's Tommy Ivy, video number 58. I give you the numbers because I want you to know that there are 57 more videos out there in case you like this one, the one before, and all. I am especially going to emphasize video number 1 and 2. It has to do, when does the rapture come? Does it come before the 7 years of tribulation? Does it come in the middle of those 7 years of tribulation? It's a very good study. You should actually listen to it, pause it, check it out, take notes, figure it out. It's very good, and I think it has a lot of value. Why do we care? Well, let's say that you're here and all of a sudden the Antichrist comes, because in my mid-trib, we see the Antichrist for 3.5 years, and the pre-tribbers think that we are taken up before any problems at all. And I explained it a lot, so try to watch it. I think it's pretty good. So Tommy Ivy, video number 58. Thank you for watching. Thank you for my new friends in other countries. See you next time. Bye-bye.